Hello everybody, welcome to Scrapcraft and Stitchery. What am I up to today? I am going to make a new cover for this book, or not a new cover, just a cover. So I made this journal back in July and I was really busy doing stuff, and I meant to go and finish this, and I've been working away in this journal. It's probably my favorite journal right now, and I'm using it as a visual journal. I do writing in this. For a while I was trying to write every day in here. It's a beautiful journal, and it's a beautiful place, and I just haven't gotten around to quite finishing the cover of it. I brought this one out because this is one that I made a while back, and it's the same style of journal. I got this off of its Treasure Books, the easiest journal ever style, and they have 5 or 6 signatures in them and tons of pages. This one I made with recycled paper. This one I made with like more kind of fun stash papers. But this one I brought out because I have covered it, and I was just looking at this thinking about what I want to do to make a cover for this one. So obviously I already have the fabric on the spine, so I'm just going to get a piece of cardboard, and this one's covered with a piece of beautiful scrapbook paper, but you could cover it with fabric or you could cover it with whatever you want. Right now, this is just a piece of scrapbook paper that is part of this signature. So I'm going to make, I have some paper. So this is just from the back of a pack of paper. And I'm going to use this cardboard and cut a front and a back. And then I'm going to cover this. And I'm going to decide how I want to cover this after I decide what I want to do. So for this one, I just cut a piece of scrapbook paper the same size as the cardboard, and so you can actually see, I made it a little bit longer so it would fold over the edge here. But here I just aligned it with the edge of the cardboard that I used, and I think I used like a piece of like a cereal box or something. I'm not really sure. It's not as thick. This is a nice thick cover for this journal. So what I do want to do is, because you can see some of these pages are kind of sticking out, so I want to make sure I cut this, or when I glue it on, I'm gonna pull it out over to this edge so that it's kind of going to stick out a little bit farther, but this is the same size as the book. So from top to bottom, it's the exact same size as the book, which should be, I think it's 9 inches, honestly. I cut these scrapbook pages down. This one is 8.5 by 11. So you can see it's about half an inch taller, because these are 9-inch, which is why I can use this 9-inch. And I haven't decided. I could either use this piece of scrapbook paper, and 1 sheet should be enough, and I really love this paper, and I think it would look really pretty with this and be very nice. Or right now I'm kind of in this, I have all this book page, and I've just been trying to use up a lot of book page right now. So I don't know. I might just tear up a bunch of book page and kind of collage that together. So first things first, I'm going to cut this down, and I want to kind of measure this to see how big I want this. So this is going to be like 6 inches across from here to here. And I know that because it is. It's actually a little bit more because it does stick out quite a bit, as you can see, because of the way the signatures are made. So those inside signatures stick out a bit. So, ooh, look at that. That needs to be kind of glued down. I love this journal so much. So the other thing is I don't need this to go. I need to decide where I want this to go, because how much of this do I want to cover up? And I probably want to leave, I don't know, like an inch here. So is what I'm saying is, I think about an inch is what I'm thinking. And so whatever this is across, which I think it's a 6.5. It is 6. I mean, it's very close to 6. Still. Okay, so this is 6 inches, which makes a lot of sense. So I want this to probably be somewhere around let's flip this whole thing over. Okay. And see just really like how much we want to have sticking out. How much do we want? I moved the thing. So I'm going to line this up on one of these marks. I'm just trying to visualize this. So I'm going to mark this here. I have too many things on my desk. Oh my gosh. Okay. I need to stop and clean up, and you know, I would just rather keep crafting. So I keep crafting. So I know, so I have it lined up here. I'm going to line this up here, and I'm really just kind of trying to visualize a little bit about how much I want this to stick out to cover the pages, maybe. So that's what I'm thinking. That's how I'm thinking about this. Okay, so with all of this lined up, I do think that I can cut this. If this is at 5, I can cut that right there, and it should kind of go over a little bit, and I can always eyeball it after I've cut this too. So there's that, because it doesn't have to be exactly 1 inch. I'm just saying that it is a very forgiving process. So because I can't always just move it so that it aligns to right here. So I'm just trying to get it to be about where I want it here and about where I want it here, and know where that's at. So I could cut this exactly at 5 and probably just scooch it a little bit over this way, over that way, until I have it where I want it. I think that's gonna work. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna cut this right there. Also, let's just make sure we have enough to cut 2 of these out of this one sheet, because I don't want to mess that up. And this is 12 inches. This paper pad was 9 by 12 inches. So this should give me plenty of room. And when I go to cut this, I want to cut it with my metal ruler. I'm going to put it on this side because I'm left-handed, and that just seems like the best possible way to go. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, Hold up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 1/4. Okay. I like that. We are recording. Okay, that is gonna be our book cover, and it's gonna be great. I'm super excited. I've had this book for gosh, what did I just say, right? A very long time, and I am going to line this up and do this one. I really love this whole journal. And I really just loved working it when I worked in this every day. I really just love this journal and working in it every day. And I should go back to it. Today will count because I'm working on it. I have gotten off, I did, I don't know. So if I cut this in half, this is a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. I think I'm going to use this. I've been doing a lot of, book pages, and I could do that, but with I want to do something, I think, with a little bit more color, and I like mixing this very small print with this very large geographic print, and you have this sweet like floral print, and I like the way that those are mixing together. And if I used book print, I think that would be too much, and I could do some sort of artwork or something on the front along with that, but it would work. It would be fine. But I like this, and I think I'll be very happy with this, so I'm gonna do this. I am gonna use this, and I'm not gonna look back. I guess the question is, do I want to attach anything to the front of this? Because I can glue things on later. I mean, I've gone this long with having like no cover on my book. And I don't have any kind of plan, so I'm going to just do a very simple, I'm just going to cover this. And I'm going to do a very traditional kind of a cover. How does that sound? And I'm going to cut this paper with my paper cutter rather than this, because that's just easy route, right? You can cut this in half, easy route. As long as we can find our paper cutter. My goodness. We can save this. We could make a book right out of this too. Look at that. We have a whole nother book right here. Awesome sauce. Let me find my paper cutter. Paper cutter, where are you? We don't know. Bidoo bidoo. Up. So I found the paper cutter. I don't know if you know where I found it. Anybody want to take a guess where I found the paper cutter? Well, I found the paper cutter right under my feet. Yes, indeed. That is where it was all along. Because I stuck it there on the floor after the last time I used it. Oh, I was going to cut this across the top first because I will probably save some of this as much as I can. Yeah, I think I see what I did last time. Like I said, for the last time what I did is I think I aligned it so I just cut this the same size from top to bottom, and I left this lip to wrap around the front edge so that the front edge was covered. Because I was worried that if I do a wraparound like that, because I'm not going to put this on the front edge, I'm going to like have it hang over the front of this. So I think, because that's not going to go, when I put this on, right, it's not going to go on like that because I want it to go out here, right? And so I want to make sure that this edge is covered. Now there's different ways that I could deal with that. And honestly, that is going to be, I mean, this is going to look like that then. Which I'm not super fond of. So I could just paint this, or line it with something, or cover it with something else, which I might wind up doing anyway. But that's what I did with this other one, is that's why I lined it up here, because you can't really see that then, and you can ink that or paint that as well, or cover it with book page. So I think is what I am going to do is I do think I am going to line this up with the edge again, and I will ink this or paint it. I might paint that. So I need to cut this to fit this, and then I'll fold this over. And that does kind of give this edge here on the edge of the book will get a little bit more wear on this corner than it will on this corner, because this corner is going to be in here. So nothing's going to really be rubbing up against it. So that should hold up. Because the book's going to stick out, and then this one will be kind of like out there on its own. So that'll make that a little bit stronger if that's folded over too. So that's cool. So let's do that. And this is 9 inches. And I am going to measure this just to make sure that I'm lining it up so it aligns exactly where I want to be, because you can see that is, I mean, if it's a little bit longer, I can deal with that. If it's a little bit shorter, you know, I can't make it longer later. So let's err on the side of caution if we're going to err at all, right? Okay. All right, so we'll glue that down, lining there. And then there. Okay. Ooh. See, look at that. I was doing baby oil papers earlier, and I have some Rogue baby oil. Where did that come from? I had something down to keep that from happening. So this, love this paper. I think it's so pretty. So what I'm thinking is like this edge is kind of a little distressed and it's got a little bit different thing going on. And okay, so we have that, and for this, I think is what I want to do is I definitely want to score this, and so this is ever so slightly larger on the top and the bottom. And it's probably what I'll do is just sand that down after I'm done to get it kind of having a nice like feel to that. But what I want to do now is I'm gonna score this right along there. Just if I can find my bone folder, I'm just gonna do it right there to kind of help this fold nicely along there. And making sure I want that edge to be on the cover, on that edge, just where it's kind of a little bit more distressed on the edge and the print of the paper. You can't see that very well, so you probably think I'm a little bit crazy. Believe me, in real life, it's really there a little bit more than it is on the camera. I don't know what else to say. Okay, and what did I say? That's gonna be, well, it's gonna be on there. Okay. Okay, So this is coming right along. So now I need to stop and think about what exactly I want to do about these edges. So on this edge, since we have this example book, I really didn't do anything. Basically, I can see here, I just lined these up and glued them down, and it covers and it looks really nice. And unless I am really looking at this, going, how did I make this? See, this is the benefit to not covering the book right away, right? I got some white paint all over the back of my book, which I'm kind of bummed about. Anyway, it's okay. It just gives it a little more character. So, because right now I have options which would be pretty easy, and one of the things I can do is I can ink this with some blue all the way around the edge, which the blue will look really good with this, or black. Probably black, purple, burgundy, all of these things would look good. I mean, black would look good. I could paint the edge and apply just some edge, and I'm just trying to decide if I want to do that before or after, right? Because I could just put some white paint around that and it would cover it right up. So I can do that now, I can do that after. I think if I'm going to try and blend it in and do something white, I should do it now, because then I don't get it on my paper. If I'm going to do something dark, then I can do it all together. I can do both. See, isn't that going to be gorgeous? So pretty. I am so excited to actually have a cover going on this book. I cannot even tell you. And the other thing I might want to do that I don't think I'm going to, is I could put like a varnish over the top of this whole thing. And that would just kind of give it a little bit of protection. But I think I'm going to say pass on that. I think is what I'm going to do. I think is what I'm going to do is probably put this on and then I'll ink this. I already saw what the back of this book is. The front of this book. That's not the front of this book. What is going on? Did I have the wrong book? Because that's got to be the back, and I know that the front is like that. And I kind of like those together. I don't know if you do or not. What did I have out before? Was it this book? No, we know it wasn't that book. Why did I think it was this? I thought that that was the front, the cover. Anyway, that works out. Okay. Because really, I have this, and I have the other one is this. So if that's gonna stick out some, I mean, I really kind of like how that looks together. So that's fortunate. Okay. I use so many different pattern papers in here. This book is so fun. I think this book has just been a joy. Everybody should have one of these. So this one, oh, it'll be like that. Okay. And that's going to kind of, I mean, it doesn't really match so much as it just kind of blends. That'll be fantastic. Okay. Perfect pick. Perfect pick. Okay. I think we did the right thing. So I'm just going to attach this, and then I'm going to ink the edges at least a little bit to try and blend this in. And then we're going to be all done. And thank you for coming by and helping me, keeping me company while I'm doing this. I am looking for anything that I have that would be a big enough brush to spread this. I think I took all of my big brushes downstairs earlier to rinse them out, and have not brought them back upstairs yet because I don't have any sink or anything. Upstairs. So it would be totally okay to put something underneath this so you're not spreading glue all over the top of your desk. I'm going to clean this up when I'm done. It's going to be fine. I'm so good at cleaning everything up. Okay. Okay, so I think the most important thing is to line this up right at the edge, and it's super tacky. Get all those four corners. That is kind of the key part. And if I do this enough, it's not going to stick. Okay. Got it. Spread really thin, so I'm afraid I'm going to lose all my tackiness here. The cats are having a good play. Can you guys see even? Okay, so I'm going to spread this all down, and then I'm going to go over it, especially in those corners. I don't think I was fast enough, guys. I think I did not put enough glue because it is not wanting to stick. Okay. Okay. All right, so that is glued down, folks. All right, and now I'm gonna just put some more. I'm gonna put it right on there. I did want to put it not on the paper because this paper is gonna wrinkle, and it is kind of it's not super heavy cardstock, but nor is it, it's kind of in between, you know. It is decently heavy cardstock for this. Why is that stretching so much? Is that stretching? Okay. So I just want to get this super, super tight. Ooh, okay. So probably the best place to start is in the middle. That's the way to go. Bend it over in the middle and then work out to the edges and wrapping it around. And this is why I wanted to make sure when I did this that I was okay. There we go. Okay. And I think that will work. All right. Great. So just do the other one. Super quick and easy. And then I can, so you can see this is a little bit bigger, but it is covering the front and the bottom. And I'm just going to go back over and sand this really lightly once I'm done on the edges to get that down there. Okay, I'm gonna get, the thing is, I always like to use this glue for gluing covers, and that's mainly what I use it for because I've always used it as bookbinding glue, so it's kind of my go-to bookbinding glue. And this is Line Co. and Neutral pH Adhesive, and it is made for it's PVA glue that's made for bookbinding. So that's just what I have always liked to use, and I pretty much exclusively use it for bookbinding. And you can use other PVA glues too. Anyway, I probably put too much on here. Trying to get it all even. We'll see. I might be able to just paint this on if I get this on without adding any more. And also not getting it all over my paper because I don't want to get glue on my cover because then it tends to get, like, while it's sticky, it'll get dirty. And then everybody's unhappy. So, okay. I'm gonna try and line this up here and there. And go ahead and do that. Okay. I got it on a little bit crooked, and I'm just gonna leave it, and I'm gonna fix that. It's just a little bit right here where it's not quite covering right there, and I am going to leave that, and I'm gonna cover that with inking. I'm gonna ink this in black, rather than try and mess around and peel it up. And I think it's gonna be fine. At the end of the day, I think that's gonna be fine because it's only, I mean, very, it's like a hair. And I think no one's gonna really notice. And I am going to, here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to attempt to get this to stick down to here with just the glue that's on my brush still. And then I'm gonna go stick this down, and then I'm gonna run downstairs and rinse this brush out because I'm not done with it. Okay, I'm not done yet. So when we say start in the middle and go down to keep it from peeling like that. Okay. And I'm just gonna smooth over this to give it a nice edge. Do you see how it didn't, oh, it kind of bubbled up there. The paper gets, when you get it wet, it's gonna stretch a little bit. And I was able to really kind of work that down with that bone folder. And there you go. And this is how I get the glue on my paper. There's gonna be glue down there. Okay, so we got that. Now, you can see this is bowing just a little bit. And I still want to, okay, I still need to attach this to my book, which means I'm gonna have to glue this on and then smash it as best I possibly can under something heavy. But first I need to go ahead and see if I can find my sander and sand this edge off. You see that line right there? I want to get that all off. Because it feels nice then. Okay. See if that is enough. There we go. Okay. Okay. There's like 4 different grits on here. I'm using the grittiest one. I think I actually have one. I have 2 of these, and I think this is like an actual lesser grit one. I don't know where my other one went. I blame the cats. All right, this is gorgeous. Gorgeous. I'm just trying to get all the dust off. And I'm going to clean the dust up here. And I'm going to ink these. And I'm really happy with the way that this looks. I might actually kind of sand this a little more aggressively. I'm actually trying to soften this corner a little bit. Yeah. Okay. And this one. All the little details. Okay. Okay. That's fantastic. That is looking good. I think this corner is probably okay. And that one needs a little bit more sanding. I wasn't really gonna go as aggressively on this, but I do like the way that it's coming out, and it's getting a little bit distressed. Just having these corners a little bit more rounded and worn. Okay. Let's clean this up, ink it off, glue it down, and oh my gosh, thank you for joining me while I finish my journal. Let me clean this up. Oof, golly. Okay, we need to stick that down. So I think, where are we gonna put the glue here? You know what I'm saying? Because there's places where we don't want glue on both of these. I think this is why people use matte medium, because you can just go to the edge and not worry about it. So I'm gonna glue this down, and the thing I care about is how far over this is going here, right? Because I want this to stick out far enough to cover all of my pages, is what I'm after. And I think that's like right about where I want it. So, probably is what I want to do, is I want to put glue on the cover, starting at, and make a line right there, with my magic pencil. Okay, so I glue from here over and we'll stick her down. And then I wind up putting paint glue on here. By accident. Let's do this. And we should also take care to note I don't really want to get glue here either. So taking care to put down plenty of glue and only where we want it and not where we don't want it, you know, as we do, taking care. Just stick her down. I am so happy. I get really indecisive sometimes about, you know, what I'm gonna do for a cover. At times, I can be just super, I don't know, indecisive. So I am, oh, I forgot to ink this, didn't I? Well, drat. Do we care? I mean, I could leave it like this. I don't think, and I might. Well, I mean, since it's down, I might just leave it uninked. That is ever so slightly crooked. So what I want to do is I'm looking to make sure that there's enough glue on these edges to stick this down completely. And I really care about the corners. That's down. I thought one of these corners was kind of coming up, but they appear to be really stuck already, which is great. I am going to leave this overnight. I'm going to get one of my big fat heavy dictionaries and to put on top of this just to hold it down and press it down flat and provide some press onto that. There was not sticking, so I am gonna go back on this side and try and get the top of this. I think it's just because it's not wanting to stick to the fabric as well. So we'll remember that, and when we do the other side. That we need more on the fabric, and I'm gonna leave it at that. And like I said, I will check it tomorrow. Okay. Now, where do we want this one? So now is another time when if you were going to put something like a book plate or something on here, which you could do, and you wanted to put it through here, you could drill a hole through that. It's pretty heavy. I mean, you get some really nice chipboard from those paper packs, right? So there is that. So where do we want this? And I think that that's probably good. And just looking at this, eyeballing it, I think that's pretty even with where this one is. So it doesn't look, you know, too wonkety or anything. So just gonna flip that right up like that and mark along there. And this is a white Stabilo all pencil, which is kind of a nice thing because it'll write on fabric. So we can add a little bit of glue onto there. I'm just gonna smush that around with my finger. Okay, remembering extra glue on there. I like to go a little bit heavy on these, honestly, because this cardboard tends to be fairly soaks up a lot of glue. This paper won't soak up as much, but do want to make sure that we saturate this fabric, which is going to hold a lot of glue. And maybe we'll try this. Just pick that up and take it right out to the edge. Okay. All right. I'm so excited. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow and my book's gonna be like brand new, guys. Okay. Super excited about this. I think it's going to be absolutely stunning, and it was already such a beautiful journal and I loved it so much, and it's very satisfying now to be kind of doing this. So now I'm just going to line that up. Can I see the white line? No. So we'll just eyeball. It'll be fun. I'm going to cover the glue. That's what we're going to do. We're going to cover that glue, and I'm going to, let's press that down. I do have a feeling that once I press it down, it is going to be down. And there's not going to be a lot I can do to change that. That's nice. Glue it down. See, that one's, I feel like that one's a little crooked. See if I can pull this down. Pull it down. Okay. And then I want to put that down there like that. Really good. Okay. So there's all of that. And so now I am going to do this, and so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dictionary here, and I'm going to put an encyclopedia here. I don't know, whatever I can find, actually, and just smash these down overnight so they're nice and flat. So let me see what I can find. This guy and this guy. Done. As long as they're bigger than the pages, I think we're gonna go. So we have the biology of plants. I'm gonna cut this up someday. I've already started to cut up my world atlas over here. That's going in the back. All right. And I guess I'm done crafting because that is my craft room. And I found the lid to my glue and I put that away. So we will check back tomorrow and see what it looks like. Oh my gosh. I guess I'm not doing any journaling tonight. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Hello, everybody. It is, well, I am reshooting this because my camera was kind of doing weird things. So I am going to just show you the journal with its cover on it. A couple days have gone by and I have gone on to many other things, but I have been back to writing in this journal since I finished it, so kind of brought it back all to brand new life. So I'm just going to show you a quick flip through of this journal since you've seen parts of it, and I really love the cover, and I can go back and possibly add some paint, but I don't think this really bothers me here. And it did get glued down. I think I had to like glue one of these corners down after the fact, but it does have like this soft spine because this is just a piece of paper, so it's got some flexure. And then this is obviously the like nice heavy cardstock, and I really just love the way these journals come out. So this is the journal as it is, and I'll just flip through really quick with you. So I think you saw my pink page when I was putting this on, and my page of rules, not really rules, an introduction for what I think I'm going to use the journal for, who knows. Continuing with this pink theme at the beginning, and this is just a piece of paper, and lots of journaling space here on this just piece of paper, and I've journaled there and added some washi tape and decorated that, and it just looks so good. I love that. I love to write myself letters on stationery and tuck them into pockets, and this is just some scrapbook paper. This is a card that I got in some Happy Mail. And I put it as a flip out, and some magazine collage on this book page, and I just did a little bit of, stabilo around the edge of it, and it looks really cool. This is a little drawing I did on this jelly print with a Posca marker, and he came out super cute, and now he just kind of lives in there. I think I actually have that video somewhere. I did that while I was on vacation sitting at a picnic table, and it's kind of fun. I should post it up if I can find it now. This is a coffee themed thing, so I made some coffee themed digitals. I think these are available on my Ko-fi shop, these little anime girls in the coffee shop. They're super cute. Check those out. Those are free, so that's fun. And then, I just journal in here a lot. Again, stationery, stick it in a pocket, decorate the pocket. Oh, envelope. I like to attach envelopes like this. I think it's just a great way to have a flip out. Kind of a fun thing. Here's a quote on just a piece of paper. Fun little tiny pockets of things. I can write on this if I want to. I probably will go back and write on that. Lots of fun journaling. Still have not decided what to do with this. I could color this in, but I don't like to color, so I'm probably not going to. But I was thinking about maybe making this into like a tuck spot behind here. That I can do. This is just some artwork that I did and then glued in here. Some Happy Mail that I've tucked in there. My record of recording in my journal for 100 days, which I have given up on. More pockets and more gratitude leaves. These are a stamp that I made, and I like to stamp on deli paper, or jelly prints. I keep doing that, calling it deli paper, and these are obviously just jelly prints. Jelly prints on deli paper are some of my favorite things in the whole world. This is just some green notebook paper. I've decorated, again, lots of opportunities to write in this. Some notes I took on a project. Project Orange, some Happy Mail. an envelope that I made that I had some happy mail that came, and I decorated that from my friend, and this is the note from her, and a gratitude leaf tucked in. Ooh, let's put it back in there. Again, this is a stamp that I made, and just love making those foam stamps. Writing, I just did this writing. This whole thing right here is a pocket. There's a whole bunch of like writing paper in there. More magazine collage. Here's a kind of a painting thing. I don't know if I'm going to do a lot of painting in here going forward. I've kind of started moving on into an art journal that I have. So I don't know. I mean, what I like to do with this is not necessarily do these like extravagant pieces of journal making, although that's what I kind of started to do. But this could go into my art journal, and I kind of have picked up an art journal again, and I've been working in there. But it's fine to do in here too. But like, this is a jelly print I was jelly printing one day, and this is just one of the prints that I made. So I do like to kind of put scraps of things in here. You know, bits and pieces that are left over. And this is just a collage. It's just I have a lot of journals, and so kind of defining what they're for. This was the thing, like this. I just made this because it was just a random thing, right? I'm gonna put this in somewhere. This is kind of a gratitude thing I started for November. This is Diary of a Creative Therapist. She has an amazing channel, and she's doing a daily moment of, I guess, gratitude, or I always think of it as a daily gratitude, but just a moment to pause and think about things. And I kind of started this, and she gives a prompt for it, and I kind of started doing a little bit of writing on here, but I was posting it on my channel and doing it in here and posting something on her community page, and I think it just was a little bit too much, so I kind of stopped doing the whole thing, which was not like a thing that I wanted to do. And then I was drawing the prompts, and that's about as far as we got. But do check out the Diary of a Creative Therapist. Her channel, Gajana, is absolutely amazing, and I love listening to her stuff. So I think I found that because it's an envelope. So I think that is pretty awesome to put on there. And see, I just like to put random things in here, and sometimes if I have a quote or something, it kind of gives me a prompt as I'm going along to stop and write. So here I've made some writing space. I don't know what's in here, but there's something tucked in here. What could it be? Oh, these guys. These are pictures from a magazine, and it's like, you know, these guys, and then them, whatever, 40 years later. Funny little thing to put in my journal. Have this belly band all ready to go. Isn't that pretty? This was a prompt, I think, I don't know, for Artisan Journal prompt. This is a 50 dreams list. I've just kind of tucked that in there. A gratitude leaf. I had another stamp. I've been doing a lot of stamps. Some just watercolor practice. I got paint everywhere. Oopsie. That's sad. When did I do that? I forget. Probably when I did this. Again, This is a piece of art that I made, and I'll probably start doing more extensive things like this in my art journal and kind of stay with more like scrapbooky fun things and journal-y type things in here, putting pictures and things. This is a piece of notebook paper. There's the black ink again, some gratitude leaves. Just decorated this. I can come through when I get to here. I have a place to write, and it's going to be well into winter by the time I get to here. My goodness, I'm so sorry that the air conditioning is on right now. Oh my gosh, I should go turn that off. What the heck? And I kind of randomly just pick this up and put things in here, so there you go. This is what it looks like when I first made it, and this is a charm that I made. Ooh, that needs a little bit of glue, doesn't it? Okay. Glue that down. Cardstock. This is a new signature. This is a coffee filter that I've stamped on. Just some scraps and things and some, I mean, again, this was a piece of leftover cardstock, scrapbook paper that I had that I put in there. Again, I put some washi tape in here. Going along, decorating as I feel like it, putting in things that I find off my desk, just wherever I feel like they, fit in. And this was a thing, that I had this sticker, and I decided to just put that in there with some scraps off of my desk. That's the kind of thing I like to do with this. Oh, this is also like a belly band, so I can stick a letter or something in there. This is a thing I did with, I am a member of the Ginger Cat Ladies club. She has a club, and she does prompts, and this prompt was ATC pink, gray, bright. I think that's it. I think so. Anyway, so I put a belly band with ATC cards on it. I should make another one of these. Maybe. I don't know. I should have left them so I could mail them, since I was making 3 and I really only needed 1 for that. Just some Zentangle that I've done. I sometimes just randomly open this and glue jelly print that I cut out for something else that was just kind of pretty, so I didn't want to get rid of it. This is a pocket with some pretty leftover scrapbook paper that I found somewhere. I don't think I was using that for anything. I think that was just something that I had. And, like if I had this piece of coffee dyed paper and I don't want to put it away, I can just tuck it in here. And then I have a place to write. And I think there's more. This is a long book. This is going to take me forever to fill this. Which is great, because I'm like into the second signature right now is where I am. And this, I need to find a way to attach this. Probably, my first thing would be with washi tape, but it would need to be something that matches this. And then there's this, and again, this is a coffee filter. This is a picture of my dad. This is another prompt that we did at the Ginger Cat Lady. This one is yellow, brown, embossed. So this is an embossed stamp and glitter embossing powder, which is kind of fun. I guess this is also embossed, and that's not part of the prompt. This is a photograph cardstock. So this is obviously cardstock. This is a filter paper that I've done some journaling on. And this is my dad, like in 1970, before I was born. He was in the Navy, and he had gone home on his way to Idaho Falls to go to nuclear prototype school in Idaho Falls, where he met my mom. And That's a picture of him on the family farm riding a motorcycle, and his cousin posted this on Facebook, and I printed it out and put it in here. Just more magazine collage. I thought this RV is great. I got this out of National Geographic. Scrapbooking paper. Beautiful. I love this journal so much. More dangly. These are some paper beads that I made. Fun things. A belly band. And I mean, I just make things out of scraps for this, and I think it comes out so good. I made this while I was doing yellow cardstock for that prompt. I found this was stamped onto one of my papers that I found, so I cut it out and gave it a home and got it out of my scraps. See? This is from some travel brochures. It's coming along, is what I'm saying. This was kind of a leftover sketch from Tony's October ATC challenge. One of the prompts was apple cider, and I was drawing it, and that was kind of a practice sketch. All of this empty space waiting for wonderful things. This journal is gonna get huge. This reminds me to make things smaller, and that is the end. Thank you so much for watching. I know that was fast. This is my kind of private journal, so I am back to writing. I wrote in it today. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. I am so happy with the way this came out. I think it's beautiful. Like I said, I absolutely love it. I'm so excited to continue to work in this. I'm gonna take most of that out of there. This thing's gonna be huge. Okay, I will see you. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time. Be sure to hit the like button. Leave me a comment and tell me what you think. And I don't know, would you consider this a scrapbook or a junk journal or a just regular journal? What do you call these things? I never know what to call it. I think it might be called a commonplace book, but I feel like those are more like just notebooks for learning things. Anyway, doesn't really matter because it makes me happy. I think of it as my visual journal. I think that's what I'm going to stick with calling it. I will see you next time. Bye!